Henry was sitting in his recliner in front of the TV watching the baseball game. His wife Margaret was sitting in another recliner to his right, crocheting a baby bib for their 8-month-old granddaughter Jessica. Margaret looked over at Henry and said, "It won't be long before you fall asleep and be snoring like a freight train, annoying me to death." Henry looked over to his wife Margaret and said, "You can always go on the front porch and do your crocheting, Margaret, instead of always complaining." Margaret ignored Henry, and not long after, Henry fell asleep and started snoring. He dreamed that he was a younger man at some sort of ballroom affair with a lovely and beautiful woman. He was dressed in an expensive tuxedo and was constantly being told by the beautiful woman how handsome he was. The two of them laughed and danced together, which seemed like for hours. Henry had never been happier. The lovely lady said, "Sing for me, Henry. Please, Henry. I want to hear that elegant voice." Henry began dancing around her and singing so elegantly that the crowd stood up and applauded. The woman shouted out, "I love you, Henry." And she looked Henry in the eye and laid her head back and closed her eyes and said, "Kiss me, my love. Kiss me." The woman's lovely voice was interrupted by a loud voice in the distance hollering, "Henry! Henry! Henry!" Henry suddenly woke up and stood straight up as his wife Margaret was calling his name. "Oh, Henry," Margaret said, "I never knew you could sing like that. You were singing the most beautiful song in your dream." Henry looked over at Margaret and frowned and said, "I hope you recorded it because you would never hear that song again, Margaret."